Okay, good day everyone. So this is Dr. Grampiel. So we are going to continue the discussion for the following nematodes. No? So we have discussed already about Enterovis vermicularis, Trichuris trichura, and also the Ascaris. So for now, we are going to continue our nematodal discussions. No? We have the Trichinella and the other two parasites that we will be discussing this day. Okay, so first one would be the Trichinella spiralis. So take note of the spelling because when we will have our laboratory examination, no, for my undergrad students, you are going to have this one spelled out. Okay, that's Trichinella spiralis, hindi siya Trichinella trichuris. Okay, hindi din siya Trichuris spiralis. Okay, that's Trichinella with a double L and spiralis. Okay? So a brief introduction, no? Trichinella spiralis is the causative agent of trichinosis. So it came from the word trichinella, means trichos meaning hair, ella meaning diminutive or spirally coiled. So you are going to see this one in the tissues, no, na spirally coiled. That is why tinatawag siyang spiralis. And the common name for this one is the trichina worm. So, no-brainer kapag meron kang makita sa exam na trichina worm, that is automatically referring to the Trichinella spiralis. Okay? So, according to the history for this parasite, no, this one is firstly discovered by Dr. Paget, no, or Paget, in 1821 when he did some post-mortem examination to an autopsy, okay, to a patient. And eventually, in 1835, Owen discovered that there is a larval form, no, na insisted and named it in Trichinella spiralis. However, it is Virchow, no, discovered the life cycle in 1859, and the major source of infection, no, or the mode of transmission is eating inadequately cooked pork. So, hindi naman ibig sabihin na kapag kakain ka talaga ng pork, no, even though it's positive for Trichinella, magkakaroon ka ng parasitism. Ang importante is that you need to cook adequately the meat, okay? So, it's common in Europe and America, and it is not that common in tropical and oriental areas, just like the Philippines. That is why if you are going to see the epidemiology in your Belisario, no, medyo kakaunti lang yung cases natin dito sa Philippines. Okay? So usually, they live in the striated muscles of these hosts. That is why this parasite is very unique because this is one of the few parasites na medyo weird ang location or ang habitat. So they are buried in the small intestine mucosa, no? But the larva, no, doon sa striated muscle. Remember, it's the larva that you are going to see in the striated muscle and not the adult worms. Yung adult worms, doon yan siya sa small intestine. Pero yung larvae, doon siya sa striated muscle of the host. Kapag itatanong sa exam, saan mo makikita ang adult, the answer should be the mucosa of the small intestine. Hindi sa may striation of the muscle tissue. Iba yon. Yung encysted larva, striations of the muscle tissue or striated muscles. Yung adult, duodenum or jejunum. No? Sorry for the typo for that one. So, adult worm, no, it's the smallest nematode infecting humans. That is why nga microscopic siya, no? It is a small white worm just visible to naked eye, but it's one of the smallest nematode. And the anterior half of the body is thin and pointed. Okay, take note of the highlighted word, thin and pointed. And it is well adapted for burrowing into the mucosal epithelium. That's why you are going to see adult worms in the mucosa of the small intestine. So if you are going to compare again, no, sa male, again, maliit siya compared sa female. No, I don't care about the sizes, just be familiar with it. And also, there is a presence of what you call now the claspers. Okay, yan. Yan yung tatanan mo. Claspers kasi, it needs to hold the female during mating. Wow, grabe no? Very clingy ng parasite na to. So, it needs to have claspers in order for it to hold the female. And remember, ito yung amazing. The male worm dies soon after fertilizing the female, no? No, ganun. Hindi hopefully hindi naman nangyayari to sa mga lalaki dito sa human being, no, mahirap. No, maraming mamamatay if merong ganon sa lalaki, no? After mating, the male worm dies after fertilizing, no? So the female is twice the length and the female is viviparous. Ibig sabihin, no, larva agad. Okay? Viviparous. Okay? VV, no? BB ang lumalabas, 'di ba? Kapag larvae, BB agad. Okay? We have the ovoviparous, oviparous, and the viviparous. Kapag viviparous, no, larva instead of eggs. 'Di ba yung tinuro ko? VV, just like the human being, anong lilalabas? Hindi itlog kundi ang VV or the larva. Okay? So after niya manganak, no? Or mag-discharge ng larva, the female will die. Okay? Eventually, it will die after 4 weeks. So the larva, this is a very unique picture, no? When I was still in medical technology student, ito yung tumatak talaga na picture ng trichinella. So it's a larva, no? Encysted in striated muscle fiber. So this is your muscle striations, your striated muscle fiber, no? And that is coiled. That is why it is called the spiralis. Trichinella spiralis. Okay? So yung cyst naman, no? Usually this results to the tissue reaction around the encapsulated larvae. Now, if you are going to see, meron siyang cyst or capsule. Now, this develops preferentially in active muscles like the diaphragm, etc., etc. So, more abundant near the site if the attachment of muscles to tendons and bones and lie longitudinally in the muscle fibers. Okay? So, life cycle, yung optimum host niya or yung more favorable host niya would be the pig. No, hindi pork. Okay? Kapag ilagay ko sa exam yung pork, hindi pork ang answer. Okay? Take note of that one. Ano yung answer niya? It should be the pig. Okay? Hindi pork. It should be the pig. Pork is just a meat. Pig is the animal. The man naman is also a host, pero alternate lang or alternative host lang siya. Remember that the man is the dead end parasite, dead end host of the parasite. So that's why as the cysts in human muscles are unlikely to be eaten by another host unless siguro kinatay mo yung karne ng tao tapos eventually kakainin mo ng hilaw na you are going to be infected with the larva of the parasite. Okay? So ano yung infective form? It's the encysted larva found in the muscles. And the mode of transmission is eating raw or uncooked pork or inadequately processed sausages. Okay? Take note ha? Sausages or other meat products. So, meat eaten without adequate cooking, eventually the cyst will be digested by the gastric juice, the larva will be released, or tawag dyan, excistation. Eventually, the larva will immediately penetrate the mucosal epithelium, and they will molt 4 times and develop into adults at the second day of infection, and they will be sexually mature. Take note, ilang araw? 6 days. Ganun kabilis. Okay? After niya excise or exist sa katawan mo, after 6 days, magiging adult and ready for mating na yan. So, ibig sabihin, ready na yan magpaparami sa katawan mo. That's why this parasite is very fast, no? Even though namamatay yung male and female, medyo fast din yung turnaround time nito sa katawan ng tao. So again, eventually, you just have to read this one, no? The male dies, etc., etc. Ang importante ito yung alam nyo. Okay? Nurse cell. A muscle containing the T spiralis is called the nurse cell. Okay? Bagong term yan siya, bagong release lang yan siya na mga I think this one is not yet available na doon sa libro natin sa Belisario and sa Panikers, yung nurse cell na yan. So as you can see here, no, this is a muscle tissue, no, this is a striated muscle tissue. Eventually, no, there is the parasite with the cyst. Yan yung cyst, okay? Meron siyang cyst. Space na yan dyan. So if you want to study more about the tissue, this one. Pathogenesis, it can result to a lot of diseases, but sometimes more or less asymptomatic unless siguro dadami na siya sa katawan mo. No, magiging masakit na yan kasi medyo irritating na siya sa muscle mo. Kaya sometimes makikita mo siya as bukol-bukol, no? But the most of the time, it's asymptomatic for individuals having the infection. So, this one, you just have to read this one, no? Masyadong nang bahaba if iisa-isahin ko pa. Ang importante, alam nyo kung ano yung first and second stage at ano yung third stage of uh, the development of the parasite. Okay? And ano yung makikita mong sakit sa stage na yun kasi yan yung lalabas sa exam. Okay? You just have to read this one. Importante na alam nyo is this one. Eosinophilia on the second stage na. Okay? So, eosinophilia, etc., etc., no? If meron kang parasite dito, you're going to have inflammation. You're going to have myositis, no? Sometimes allergic reaction from eosinophilia din. Diagnosis, ito yung dapat mong tatandaan. It's muscle biopsy. No? Muscle biopsy. I don't know if this was still available in our locality, no? But since hindi naman siya ganun karampant yung Trichinella infection sa atin, so I don't know if available to siya. But this one, Bachman intradermal test, this one is specific for Trichinella spiralis. And the muscle biopsy, this one is very important kapag tinatanong kang what is the major confirmatory test for Trichinella spiralis infection, that would be muscle biopsy. Okay? So, detection of larva, etc., etc., alam nyo na yan. Stool for the adult worms. History, blood exam, hindi mo naman lang, no? Sometimes lang naman yan. Bakit, Dok, tataas yung creatine phosphokinase? Because you have the CK-MM, no? The CK for muscles, the creatine phosphokinase or the creatine kinase. Now, you are going to see increase in the CK-MM or MB, depende kung saan yung parasite sa part ng muscle tissue mo. Okay? So, tumataas din yan siya, kaya siya may raised creatine phosphokinase. Radiological, sometimes mo lang makikita yan, molecular, etc. And Bachman intradermal. One of the unique diagnostic tests also for this one. Okay? Treatment natin, you just have to memorize this one. Again, it's still albendazole and mebendazole. So, you will just give glucocorticoids or the steroids in cases na there is really increased infection levels, na masyadong nang mataas ang allergic reaction. That's why you will give steroids in order to lessen the inflammatory reaction for the body. But yung main talaga is for albendazole. So, hindi siya one dose. No? As you can see, hindi siya one dose as compared to those other parasites. It's more on a 3 to 8 day treatment. Nakadepende din siya. Okay? Hindi siya one dose lang. Prophylaxis, syempre, kakainin mo yung meat ng lutong-luto. Okay? Ang importante is lutong-luto. So, smoking, salting, or drying the meat does not destroy the infective stage. That's why you just have to cook it properly. Okay? Kailangan kainin mo siya ng luto. Hindi mo siya kainin ng hilaw. Okay? So, if fan kayo magkain ng hilaw, no? Ambot na lang yun. No? Double check yun ninyo inyong mga muscle diha ba sila na yung mga nagbukol-bukol na Trichinella. Okay? Okay, for the second parasite for our discussion this evening, it's Strongyloides stercoralis. Okay? So, ito siya, medyo relative to siya ng hookworm. So, I know yung hookworm nasa later part pa siya. No, ang importante, alam nyo yung Strongyloides stercoralis. Okay? Strongy naman, no? Siya yung kino-compare mo sa hookworm kasi ito yung tinatawag nating this one is known for infection na auto. Okay? So, auto-infection and also this parasite is capable of reproducing without the male. Okay? Yan yung mga unique na part dito. So, let's start. The female lives in the superficial, again, in the small intestine. The definitive host would be the human, the dogs, and the cats. So, pwedeng human, pwedeng dogs and cats. The route of infection is again filariform larva. Okay? The infective stage is the filariform larva. The diagnostic stage is the rhabditiform larva. Doc, hindi lumabas sa exam yung filariform ang rhabditiform. Yung first stage is the rab, okay? Yung third stage is the filariform, okay? So you need to study that one kasi yung lalabas sa exam hindi rhabdi at fila kasi tunuro ko na. So yung first stage is the rhabdi, okay? The third stage is the filariform, okay? Sometimes you can see this one in moist and warm areas of low hygiene. So, human parasitic disease caused Nematodes estercoralis usually affects 30 to 100 million. It has a unique life cycle because this can be a free life cycle and a parasitic life cycle, no? Parasite. And it's a 2 millimeter, very small lang din siya, no? And usually affects individuals having bad sanitation or bad hygiene. Epidemiology, uncommon siya sa US kasi mas common siya dito sa atin, especially in areas in tropical countries just like West Africa, the Caribbean, and take note, it's the Southeast Asia. Okay? So this one naman, no, medyo familiar yung egg niya, no, ito. Pero hindi mo usually kasi makikita to no? Eggs are seldom seen in stools, kaya nga hindi siya magiging diagnostic stage. Okay? But if you are going to study this one more religiously, no, you are going to tag nito, describe the shape and the description of this egg as similar to hookworm. This is the egg of hookworm, okay? So similar siya sa hookworm pero medyo mahirap siya i-identify talaga morphologically, no? So as you can see here, these are eggs, no, very unique, no? Sa larva, this is the larva. Okay? So yung male, it can be parasitic or free living. It has an esophagus, is at posterior end is curved ventrally with spicules. So you need to study the differentiation between the rhabditiform of the strongy versus the rhabdi of the hookworm. Okay, lalabas yun siya sa exam. Yung female naman, meron siyang cylindrical, iba yun siya sa male. And yung free living female naman, it has a posterior end straight. Iba-iba yung description. Okay? Iba-iba yung description ng male, female, and the free living female. Okay? So as you can see here, they have been described naman on the previous slide. You just have to be familiarized with it. You have to familiarize yourself with it. Okay? So since the parasitic females live in the superficial tissues of the small intestine and can be present in high numbers, they can cause significant pathology. So there will be inflammatory reactions leading to inflammation and cytokine release. So as you can see here, no, you can hindi mo to siya madali-dali ma-identify na, Doc, ano ba yan? Nasa muscle tissue ba yan? No. These are your small intestine na epithelium. Okay? As you can see here, you have the yung tawag dito, yung typical na muka ng small intestine, your simple columnar epithelium, okay, with your yan, okay, remember nyo yun, yung absorptive capacity ng small intestine, okay. So yung rhabdi naman, no, it's diagnostic stage, and this appears in stools within 4 weeks of infection. Okay, remember that one. Filariform naman, it has a notch tail. Okay, iba yung claspers na makikita mo sa trichinella, ha. Okay, notch. Okay, as you can see here, we have the notch. Yan. We have the notch tail. So don't worry about the sizes. No, hindi naman ako ganun ka-harsh. Hindi yan lumalabas sa exam. Ang importante, alam nyo yung infective stage. Okay, at ano yung specific na mga unique abilities ng each morphological description ng parasite. Yun yung importante sa akin. So, yan, yung mga nice to knows lang yan siya, ha? You just have to view this one. For the life cycle, it can have a free living and a parasitic cycle, no? There is no male form of this organism since it is parthenogenic. That is not spelled partheno. Ibang spelling kasi nito, medyo lahi mo ng spelling din. Basta ini siya parthenogenic. Okay? Genetic mo ganun dire. So it can reproduce on her own, no? So medyo strong independent woman ni ang parasitic cycle nga female. So it can reproduce on her own. And it can produce eggs on her own, no? So very unique. So again, the free living phase, no, you just have to read this one. Huwag na natin isa-isahin, no? Alam ko marunong naman kayo magbasa. No, ang importante na alam nyo is that usually doon siya sa soil, eventually leading to the further development. So life cycle, okay? And from the CDC, you have this one. Okay? So you just have to read this one. If you want to have an extensive review of this one, like you want to expound on this, no, you just have to watch some videos in YouTube. Merong mas magandang video na animation for this one. Okay? So, ang importante na alam nyo, it can cause auto-infection. It's parthenogenic, so it can lay eggs. Ang female, it can lay eggs on her own. The male and female, pwede din sex, pero ito yung mga free living. Pero yung mga parasitic, it cannot. Okay? The parasitic phase, again, no? Usually, they goes into the pulmonary artery, no? Etc. Auto-infection, so during the passage through the host digestive system, the first stage larva may undergo 2 molts to filariform larva by penetrating the intestinal mucosa. So it will enter the circulatory system. Eventually, it will continue the parasitic life, no, without leaving the host. So the auto-infection can also occur when the larvae remain and penetrate on the perianal skin. So medyo familiar siya, no? Kasi parang same siya ng Enterobius vermicularis. So, auto-infection often leads to very high worm burdens in humans. Kaya dun mo pa siya mafe-feel if meron ng auto-infection na nangyari. Okay? Pathology, again, tissue destruction. Clinical presentation, very, very broad. Okay? Hindi siya ganun ka-specific. Chronic infection, again, larva occurrence. Makita mo man actually na siya sa iban, no, but you just have to be familiar lang. Okay, so for this one, I think yung common dito would be the Conchinchina diarrhea. That's for Strongyloides stercoralis, no? That's the diarrhea. Okay, the Conchinchina diarrhea, if my memory serves me right, lumabas siya during our medtech board examination. No, it was the Conchinchina diarrhea na lumabas. Okay. So, etc. Hindi na yan siya ganun ka-common. Okay? Hyperinfection, if there will be too much auto-infection, disseminated strongyloidiasis can go to the CNS and will result to meningitis. Okay? Or, eventually, the patient will die if there will be meningitis. Okay? So, we have here the larva occurrence. Yan, larva occurrence. Nabi ni mag-arikis na, no? Strongy na din na. Yan. So, there are a lot of pictures. Again, for my undergrad students, I'm going to get some pictures in the take note, not only in the book, not only in our reviewer, it can be taken also in the PowerPoint presentation. So, you need to take note of the pictures, na this one might come out. Akala nyo, ano yan? Trichinella spiralis, ha? So, you need to be very, very careful with the pictures. Transmission, again, it's direct penetration of the filariform larva. Ulit-ulit na lang. Laboratory, again, it's direct fecal smear. And sometimes, you can do Harada Mori, no, just like the hookworms. And also, eosinophilia, very common. Okay? Yan. Okay, stool wet mount. Okay? So, in chronic infection, sensitivity is only 30%. This can increase to 75 if there is already 3 consecutive stool examinations. CBC, etc., etc. Serology, it's the most sensitive method, usually 88 to 95%. It may be lower in immunocompromised patients. Okay? For laboratory diagnosis, the larvae typically found in the proximal. Take note ha, proximal. Kaya siya duodenum and jejunum. Okay? But it's embedded in the lamina propria. Hindi siya sa mucosa, same sa trichinella. Yung trichinella mo kanina, small intestine pero doon sa mucosa. Ito naman sa lamina propria. Okay? So, medyo may differentiating factor na tayo doon. Causes, it will cause edema, etc., etc. And sometimes, kapag pupunta na siya sa liver, it will lead to fibrosis. So, hindi naman natin yung ilalabas, no? Grabe naman. Okay, mga nice to know pictures na lang yung iba dyan. Okay? String test, okay, pwede din. No, other than the Jarja, you can do this one also. Microscopy, mga nice to knows na lang to, no? Pero baka lalabas for my undergrad, baka lalabas to siya. Okay, so you need to take note of this one. Yan, mga picture-picture, no? Baka maraming lalabas dyan. Okay, filariform, hookworm. So, you just have to search what are the differences between a hookworm na rhabdi and the hookworm na strongy versus the phyla of hookworm and the phyla of strongy. Okay? So, you need to take note kung sino may pinakamalaking genital primordium at sino yung may medyo short na buccal cavity. So, medyo ma-obvious man ninyo dire, di ba? Kung kinsay mas gamay na baba o mas taas, mas laba nga baba. Okay? Yan. Okay, if you are going to compare this one, the nematode and the cestode, nandito yung strongy nyo. Na parang ganito. Okay, medyo malaki-laki lang siya sa hookworm. Okay? Grabe na po, no? If makita ni mo ni siya sa transplant, no? Late na na-identify. Yung iba, mga nice to knows na lang to. Kinuha ko to siya sa PowerPoint presentation ni Doc Belisario. So, medyo wordy na siya masyado. So, paulit-ulit lang naman, no, yung Belisario at yung Panikers ninyo. So, you just have to read on that one. Yung lalabas is nasa book lang talaga. Okay? You just have to read. Short lang naman yan dyan. Prevention, again, you need to, since skin penetration siya, edi magchinelas ka. Okay, yun lang naman yung problema dyan. No? Kasi yung mga bata hindi nagchinelas. Okay? Kasi nga, it's the skin penetration of the filariform larva. So, larva migrans, okay? Larval migration, etc. So, kapag sinabi mong cutaneous larva migrans, you are talking about non-human species of hookworm. Okay? So, Ancylostoma braziliense and Ancylostoma caninum. So, ang tatandaan mo kapag pinag-uusapan ang cutaneous larva migrans or the CLM is the creeping eruption or the ground itch. Okay, yan yung common na tinatanong sa exam. Ano ang magiging result if ma-infect ka ng cutaneous larva migrans such as the A. braziliense and the A. caninum. So, you need to remember ground itch. Okay? So, ayun ang pathogenesis niya. Usually, the eggs will be passed in the infected animals. And when the larva hatch out, sometimes, it will go to the soil and eventually mako-contaminate. And eventually, kapag magtiniil ka, you are going to be exposed to the parasite, kaya siya papasok. No? So, since these are dog hookworms, no, hindi siya human hookworm, so doon lang talaga sila sa skin magpe-penetrate. They cannot go inside your intestine and reproduce. So, mauna nga, larva migrans, rin siya, murag creeping eruption lang siya. Okay? So, sometimes, you can see them on the deeper layers. So, they can reach the circulation, pero very rare. So, human are just accidental host lang for the CLM. So, dili gyud ta. Ang ilaha gyud nga gina uh, ilahang definitive host gyud would be the animals like the dogs and the cats. Kaya nga tinatawag, 'di ba, they are dog hookworms or the cat hookworms. Mauning bitok sa mga iro nato ug mga iring nato. Okay? So, as you can see here, numura siyang pimple, but that's not a pimple, no? This one is what you call now the serpiginous tunnels, ito. Okay? So, sometimes it can be an itching papule, no? With the movements of the larva in the skin, the lesion also shifts, hence creeping eruption. So, iba, no? So, also, yung transient creeping eruption, makikita mo siya sa human hookworm. Bakit? Kapag nawala to siya, matakot ka na. Baka yung pumasok sa'yo is the human hookworm. Kasi kapag nawala to siya, yung parasite really penetrated into your skin and eventually, pumunta talaga siya sa katawan mo. Pero kapag magsistay lang yan siya ng matagal, na you are going to observe, no, ay, okay, naapaman siya gyapon. Bitok ra na siya sa mga iring ug iro. Okay, no, nothing to worry about. So, a rapidly moving lesion, no, produced by Strongyloides stercoralis, no, this is known as the larva currents. Okay? Iba na silang pangalan, ha? So, ectopic infections may also produce creeping lesions on abdominal wall. So, lahi po niyang fasciola and paragonimus. Pero ang gina-compare lang niya if unsay nawong daw kuno. Okay? So, what would be the diagnosis? Usually, wala, no? Clinical features tayo. And also, stool. Okay? So, the puppies and the kittens should be always be dewormed, no? That's why if you have pets, you need to have them deworm, no? Pumunta kayo dun sa clinic sa kapatid or pinsan ni Doc na Camille, no? For my USM students, no? Kay or adto ninyo sa mga vet kay para ma-deworm sila. That's very very important. No, especially if ang inyong balay is puno og lupa pag yun ang palibot. So dako ang tsansa sa mga iro og iring nato nga mabitok pod. Okay? Yung visceral naman, you have the canis and the cati. Okay? Lahi pod ni sila. So, migration of larva of non-human species of nematodes. Okay? You have the Toxocara canis, the Toxocara cati. Okay? Mura ni siya, tanawon ganin mo, mura siya ringworm, no? Pero dili na siya. Okay? It can go to the different parts of the body, can also go to the eyes, no? Basin ma-curious ka nga, hala dok, as in mo abot siya sa mata, yes, no? Abi ni mo lowa-lowa na, but it's not, no, it's not lowa-lowa, it's just a larva migrans, okay? So, take note ha, you have the visceral and you have the cutaneous larva migrans. So, sometimes you just have to use other diagnostic tests, no? Just like hemagglutination and microprecipitation and ELISA, okay? For the prevention, you need to reduce contact with contaminated soil by wearing shoes. Again, imagine lang yun ninyo, if makatransmit siya using skin penetration, then use boots or use slippers in order for you not to be in contact with soil. Ganun lang talaga. No-brainer yan na prevention. Una-unaon lang nimo ang mode of transmission. Okay? So, the difference, ano daw ang difference? Non-nematodes, non-human nematodes, ito naman mainly by dog and cat. Okay? Usually, penetration, ingestion of infective eggs, mild, persistent high, well-developed siya ang serodiagnosis, and the DEC and prednisolone sa visceral larva migrans. Okay? Cutaneous, kaya siya tinawag na cutaneous kasi sa skin lang siya. Yung visceral, di ba sa other organs like the liver, lungs, and the eyes. Okay? Yung ocular naman, hindi naman siya ganun ka-common. Okay? Yan. Pero it can have ophthalmologic lesions. Sa kara mo katarata, no? Pero if you are going to do some different, for example, na i-refer mo na siya sa opta, you are going to see problems now in children na nematodal infection pala siya. Okay, possible nematodal infection. Sometimes kasi, anong idadiagnose ng opta dyan, retinoblastoma. Tapos pag doon ng biopsy, agoy, bitok di ay. Okay? So, ang problema dyan, if magkaka-surgical enucleation ka, may posibilidad na mabulag yung pasyente mo kasi wala namang problema talaga yung mata. Okay? So, yung ocular larva migrans, it occurs in older children or young adults, no? So, there is a rare eosinophilia or visceral manifestations kasi isolated siya sa mata. Tapos, yung mata natin medyo hindi siya ganun puntahanan ng mga white blood cells. So, that's why there is rare eosinophilia. Okay? Laboratory, again, since it's not, do not develop in adults and humans, presumptive test lang yun ta on the clinical signs. And if, for example, mag-positive ang imuhang puppy, so you need to be checked also. You need to be reconsidered to have the infection. Okay? So, if dili na to ma-confirm sa imuha, we can confirm it on our pets. Okay? So, I think this is the last slide. So, for me to know that you have finished the PowerPoint presentation, I want you to take a selfie, no? Selfie of your, if you have pets, okay? For you to have an additional 2 points again for viewing the presentation at the end of this lecture, no? Ganun tayo eh, no? Kailangan may pruweba na natapos mo. Okay? For you to have an additional point for my USM med students and for my North Valley second year students, no? For me to prove for you to prove that you have finished this lecture, you need to send in our group chat a selfie with your dog or cat, no? Or any pet in your house. In any pet in your house, and you are going to send it in our group chat. For my med school, that's 2 additional points for the quiz, for our long test, and for my undergrad, that's 2 points additional also. Okay? So, for my undergrad, if may ganito tayong scenario, so I want the president of the class or the assigned coordinator of the class to do some tally, no? Na kung sino yung nakaproduce, no? So that easier na lang siya maano na to. So, ikaw na mag-check. Ha? So, the same way, Ron, no, sa may, ato ang second year sa med school, same sa inyo, ha? Okay? So, I'm so sorry if I did not change the PowerPoint presentation to North Valley na layout. No, kasi isang lecture naman, no? Bigyan nyo naman ako ng ano, no? Para at least dili na ta mag-edit. So, as you've seen, and also you observed, medyo mabilis tayo kasi nga sabi ko sa inyo, ako nang bahala sa times 2 times 3 nyo. No, alam ko namang ita times 2 times 3 nyo eh. So, ako nang gumawa ng paraan. Okay? So, short lectures lang naman tayo pag recorded. Kasi, nakaka psychiatric, basta mura siya makabuang if sige kag storya nga walay estudyante. Okay? So, yun yung 2 points natin, no? So if you have questions, you can ask it in our group chat. If you have questions, you can ask it on our face-to-face presentation. So I hope that you have learned something, no? Bisag gamay lang yun. No, I want you to review your books kasi nasa libro lang talaga lahat. I want you to review both books, Belisario and Panickers, kasi even though may dinidiscuss ako dito sa may PowerPoint, yung lalabas talaga would be coming from the book kasi doon ako kukuha ng exam verbatim talaga. Okay? So, I think I need to thank you for being with me for the 40 minutes of your time. So, medyo mabilis tayo. You can just replay naman if hindi nyo naintindihan or may mga importante akong sinabi na dapat nyong i-take note. Okay? And dapat nyong na-search para kasi lalabas siya sa exam. So, thank you for listening, and once again, good day and stay safe, everybody.